Alright, it is January 2024, which means that I have now officially been watching anime for 10 years. Which originally I planned to make a video where I would, do like a pretty like personal thing where I go through my history of why I started watching anime and all that stuff, and that I've actually been watching anime all my life. But I thought no one cares about that, so now I'm actually gonna make a video instead about how I even made it that far, how I still have a great time watching anime even after 10 years, and haven't gotten bored of it, haven't fallen off the bandwagon, and still watch about the same, if not more, anime than I have when I started out, which is about, I would say, 30 shows per year. So yeah, this video is less directed at people who just started watching anime, who, might worry that they fall off the bandwagon, but more so at people who at one point of their life watched a lot of anime, like religiously for years, and then recently just and then for the past couple of years or the past couple months maybe haven't been watching anime at all, and they've completely fallen off the bandwagon and they feel burnt out and don't want anything to do with anime right now. Which I personally think, if you've been watching anime for years and years religiously, and you haven't gotten bored of it in one period of your life, then really there's no reason to stop, because you've already had a period in your life where obviously, anime and whatever unique qualities that has and that brings to your life has proven to be very appealing to you. And I don't think anime has lost any of its appeal. I don't think it's gotten too repetitive or boring. And if it has for you, then you probably just haven't seeked out any new shit that would bring you new enjoyment. I mean, if you look at me, for example, like I've been watching anime for 10 years now, and this season, Bokeyaba Season 2 was airing, and that's like one of my favorite shows of all time now. I would probably put it in my top 5. So even if you just boil the show down to like its plot or its content, it's pretty much just a romance show, right? But the way it's done is so good but the way it's done is so new to me and so good that I personally really enjoy it. So you gotta keep your eyes open, because there's a good chance that shows like this keep releasing that appeal to your personal tastes, and you just haven't found them yet. Now, the most important point, though, in my opinion, that will make you keep loving anime, which is very important to me personally, is that you rewatch shows. Rewatching shows is the best thing you can do, in my opinion, if you want to stay in love with watching anime. I mean, if you look at my anime list, for example, I have 500 entries of like completed shows on my Mal, and also at the same time I have over 100 rewatches. And the reason why I personally think that rewatching shows is so good is because a lot of times the people that stop watching anime, they get bored of it after a while, they think nothing good comes out anymore, they're just disappointed with the stuff that they're seeing every day. And I think, if you want a guaranteed banger, then in my opinion the best move you can do is watch something that you already know 100% you're gonna love, which is just rewatching a show. Just rewatch something that you already know is a banger. And don't be worried, by the way, I know what you're thinking, if I rewatch a show and I already know what's gonna happen, it's gonna be boring. No, it won't be. Trust me. I've rewatched Attack on Titan like 3 times, 4 times in my life, and I still, like, recently I just put on a random scene from season 1 because I wanted to see that scene again, and I was so locked in that I had to finish the episode. It's not boring to rewatch stuff just because you already know what happens, okay? It's the way they get there, right? It's how they do it that makes an anime really good. Now, another part that I think is really important in how to stay in love with anime is don't do stupid shit, right? Over the years, I've heard a lot of people, surprising amount of people, who claim that when a new season of anime comes out, they watch every show. Why the fuck would you do that? That's just stupid. Like, obviously you're just gonna drop 95% of those shows probably within like the first 5 or 10 minutes of the first episode airing. There's no point in watching this. I feel like you're just speedrunning trying to become an elitist dickhead.
Even if it was dog shit,
Yeah.
I stuck through all of those until the end, and that's why I'm burnt out.
See, it was only when I could let go of that feeling of the completionist side of you.
Yeah.
As soon as I let that part go, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna finish what I feel like.
Because when you've seen every show, you can put up the facade of like the hypercritical, the guy from Ratatouille, basically the hypercritical asshole who only likes the most pristine shows, and you've seen it all because you watch every show, you give everything a chance. When in reality, you watch 10 minutes of an episode, which doesn't really mean you've actually watched the show. So just don't even waste your time with that. Just watch the shows that are obviously going to be good, right? In general, I feel like a lot of people are like trying to become an elitist in watching anime, and a lot of them are also putting up the facade of like, every popular show fucking sucks. No, which if you think I fall into that category, I definitely don't, okay? I like a lot of shows that are popular. I also dislike a lot of shows that are popular. You know, usually the way this works is that popular shows won't always be good, but good shows in general will pretty much always be popular. But you know, if you're dead set on your path of trying to become an elitist asshole, one thing that you can definitely try that keeps you in the hobby, if you haven't done that already, just try to start reading manga. Even though I hate manga readers with a passion, I think that should all kill. But, you know, I also read manga myself, so... As you can maybe tell by this thing. You know, some people just like reading more over watching shows in general. Reading manga is definitely a different experience because a lot of people say they like reading manga because you can read it at your own pace, which I think for like 80% of those people it means like they don't actually read the text and they mainly just look at the pictures, because that's the only way I can fucking think of that the Jujutsu Kaisen manga even has become popular.
A domain inside a barrier that has a curse technique that expands into another domain, but a smaller domain is able to cancel out a real domain, but wait, what the fuck? Incomplete.
Even though it doesn't have the gorgeous animation, obviously, because Lord knows the story of that show fucking sucks. And then another point that is also great is, if you know, for me personally, having friends who also watch anime, who, you know, if the new episode of Bokeyama comes out and I'm having a fucking meltdown, I can message a friend and tell why this new episode is also fucking goated. You know, it's great. But, you know, telling someone to just make friends, kind of dumb. So, you know, if you don't have any friends who watch anime, just like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel.